This is Twit.
Apple acquired Topsy Labs, one of the few companies with full access to the Twitter fire hose of data. Among other things, Topsy has an archive of every Twitter post since launch in 2006. The Wall Street Journal reports Apple paid more than $200 million. Apple could use Topsy's real-time data for its radio service, App Store, or iAds, among other things.
Not to be confused with iAds.
I'm already confused. It's okay.
This might confuse you more. Google's announced the general availability of the Google Compute Engine, the cloud computing platform it launched in 2012, developed on top of the infrastructure it manages to run its own search engine and other properties. As part of the launch, Google also announced expanded support for new OSs, a 10% drop in pricing for standard instances, new 16-core instances for applications that need a lot of computation power, and a new logo to upgrade its branding.
It's a snazzy logo. Huawei CEO Ren Zhengfei told Les Echos he wants the company to pull out of the U.S. market. Huawei CEO has a past association with the People's Liberation Army, which has hindered the company from making strides in the U.S. telecom sector. Ren says that if the company is getting in the way of U.S.-China relations, quote, it's not worth it, and Huawei will leave the U.S. market to not stay in the middle.
Nobody likes it in the middle. Ask Moni. Who's winning the console war? Well, it depends on what day it is and who you ask. The PS4 sold 1 million, then the Xbox sold 1 million. But wait, the Xbox launched in more countries than the PS4. Then the PS4 broke records in the UK, but InfoScout projected Xbox One sold more on Black Friday. And then today, Sony announced it has sold 2.1 million PS4s as of December 1st. Expect the next press release to come from Microsoft. Also, Nintendo exists.
No.
Oh, Spotify has a bit of a reputation with some artists as being not good enough compensation-wise. You've heard them complain about it. In response, the company has launched a new website, Spotify Artists, designed to explain how much musicians could be paid if they decide to stream their music. Spotify uses real-world anonymized examples to detail how it calculates royalties, which have passed the 500 million mark this year. Two new partners, Next Big Sound's Artist Analytics Dashboard and Topspin, process Spotify's music metrics and help artists decide when might be the best time to start a new tour or a new promotional campaign.
Let's see who's using the patent hammer to nail another company. Oh, look, it's Nokia. Nokia just won an injunction against HTC for patent infringement. Now, starting on December 6th, the HTC One Mini will not be sold in the UK. The HTC One is also affected, but it is under a delayed injunction, so HTC has a chance to appeal. Judge Richard Arnold explained that stopping sales of the HTC One could cause considerable damage.
Elon Gale put one over on most of us, including myself, revealing yesterday on Twitter that there was no Diane, and his account of a dispute with the angry air traveler was for entertainment purposes only. His post read, "Here is Diana sitting in a chair," and showed a picture of an empty chair. He followed that up by writing, "Whoops, meant Diane." Great time for a typo. Rumors about Diane's identity had started to include allegations that she suffered from late-stage lung cancer before Gale finally put the hoax to rest.
Oh, I love stories about things that didn't really happen. So fun. Netflix's newest show aimed at kids, Turbo Fast, debuts on Christmas Eve, but kids will only be able to watch the first 5 episodes of the series rather than the whole season. Netflix isn't committing to a release schedule, but says there will be additional all-new episodes premiering throughout the year. So, will Netflix end up changing a release strategy for non-animated content too? Perhaps the Amazon model of releasing just a handful of episodes of shows like Alpha House when they debut, then rolling out new episodes every week is looking more attractive.
Hey, everybody. Remember ACTA, the anti-counterfeiting trade agreement? Well, you probably thought it was dead after the EU rejected it, but Canada does not think it's quite so dead. The copyright treaty required participating countries to change their intellectual property laws, and a bill to comply was introduced to the Canadian Parliament in March, but was never considered. But the bill was reintroduced in late October under the code name C8, and without any public discussion, it seems to be moving forward anyway.
Rebranding is genius. Fortune.com published a website screenshot showing a China Mobile subsidiary taking pre-orders for the Apple iPhone. Now, this fueled speculation that the iPhone was finally headed to the world's largest mobile carrier, China Mobile. The pre-order page was then taken down and replaced by a message saying pre-orders would resume later. A Chinese mobile spokesperson told CNN that there is no deal with Apple yet.